All right.
Hello and welcome. Good. We are good rising, good afternoon, and good evening. Are they still good words? I don't know. Wherever you are, thank you for joining us. Language is getting so complicated.
It's
And
2
yes,
a.m.
a big happy birthday.
Thank you.
So is it your
Just
birthday
made
now?
my birthday.
It's today, yes. Just
July
into your
17th.
birthday. All right, happy birthday, Bernie. July
Good, thank
17th.
you.
Oh, okay.
Coincidentally,
All right.
same
Grand
birthday as my
rising to you,
grandfather.
JP. Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Very nice. Oh, Aaron. Hello, Aaron. How you doing? All right. So, as I drink my coffee, Maddie, how you doing? 51 Project. Hello, hello. C. Ray. So late that you're actually exactly right. We're so late today that we're actually early for tomorrow's broadcast. So there you go. Yeah, what about afternoon? Afternoon. That sounds like noon. That sounds all right. After. What does noon mean? Noon? None? Oh, noon. You've got noon of that. That's what they'd say if you went to Ireland. Oh, there's noon. No, don't give me noon of that.
Okay, so
An
in this
evening,
impromptu
of course,
stream, we were intending to replay our interview from Leak Project that we did yesterday, but it's not up yet. So we will instead re-upload that one on our Monday evening, Tuesday morning alternative history. And instead today, you're blessed with new material from Cambell and I, where we will go through some Google Earth, looking at possibly some more of the Great Wall of Tartaria, as well as the Medicine Hat Badlands Guardians, where we'll actually figure out the actual location in regards to Medicine Hat, the town, so we can actually start planning a trip out there this year to do an actual study of the place. And I'm sure we'll also go through some more ancient Tartarian maps, and it's just fascinating every time I look at them. And we went into it in depth last night, but how there's extra land on them, and before they got the quality or the credibility of the maps used to be played off or debunked as, oh, look at how inaccurate they are, they don't even look proper. But when you take a closer look, it's actually that there was more land and that the sea was lower, the oceans were lower, and that when you start overlapping these ancient maps onto current Google Earth, you actually see these shelves, these continental shelves, or these lands just below the oceans, just below the sea level, that are marked out as land in these older maps. And thus it must be from this pre-cataclysm, pre-reset time frame, which is, it just throws a wrench in everything we think we know about civilization, humanity, and our past, because it's like the biggest one was 12,000 years ago with the Younger Dryas event. Essentially, the end of the last ice age, oceans rose 400 feet in a couple of years now, they believe. It looks like there was a comet that struck, but regardless, it's also the same timeline that Plato claimed was the fall of Atlantis, and now science proves that same time there was this global catastrophe and giant raisings of the ocean. But then were there many resets after that, lesser ones, like the biblical Noah's Ark flood? Could that have been one that happened sometime from anywhere like 500 to 2,000 or 3,000, maybe even 7,000 years? Or there's just been so many, does it happen every 500 or 1,000 years, these massive changes?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Is it a recent thing? And so, are these recent maps from like 300, 400, 500 years ago where the world was much different? And so there's been a recent fairly large cataclysm as far as water? Or are these maps that are thousands of years old, right? Because we have the problem of the tropics. Tropic of Cancer, and
right?
Tropic of Capricorn on all the current maps, but they're the wrong tropics. They're from 3 ages ago, as far as the
well as
precession of
the
equinox. They're
J's,
like from 3. The
like the
J's, the
J's and
I's,
the
the
I's
whole
and those different letters that are in front of the numbers are in fact those different millennia that they're actually measuring or claiming, or are they marking even reset cataclysm events too, that each one of those letters could essentially be since the last major flood or catastrophe or whatever, but where we think or we interpret it as only from like the 17 or 1500s or 1400s, thinking it was only 500-600 years ago, but in fact it was 1500 or 25 or 35 or maybe even like 6500 years, depending on it. And like you said, with the tropics of Capricorn and Cancer, that's 3 ages ago, so that's almost like 6,000 years or 4,500, something like
that. So 6,000 or 7,000 years. Yeah. It's funny how it all sort of ties in, isn't it? But that's interesting. I mean, this whole dating thing and the whole sort of I mean, we know why they focus on time a lot, but they put dates on everything, right? So could that dating be more of a counting system? Again, like we're told, it's just calendar system going forward, but are they using it to count between cataclysms maybe? And that's why maybe we get different letters, 240 whatever since the J cataclysm or whatever, and then since the I mean, we just don't know. It's everything that we look at could be just jumbled up, because all we've got to go on is the dates they give us, right? Unless it's on a coin or something, or on a building that's inscribed. It's just a date normally that's just given to us in a book, which is crazy, right? And we just don't know. And I've also got
the coins with those J's, with those I's and whatnot. Was it intentionally done like that they didn't count century or millennia essentially with numbers and used letters so that it could be like misinterpreted and whatnot? And like also now finding about the Slavic calendar and timekeeping that's 7,500 years old as well. And essentially this Tartarian 7,500 year history.
Indeed, exactly. So we just don't know. And I've also got a pretty mind-blowing video we're going to have a look at about the giant trees, right? Again, something else that we're not told about, but we've got all this evidence for. And how real is it? Were there giant trees? So we're going to have a look, and we'll see what you think.
Yeah, let's start off with that, because I'm always fascinated. They look like giant tree stumps, and they, there's legends of them in every ancient culture, and then geologically wise, it just doesn't make sense. And they look, or the material, like it's more likely a mineralized, fossilized tree, as opposed to these lava bursts or different whatever the hex they claim that make them, when it doesn't seem plausible, really.
Indeed. All right, so should we jump into it? 71 of you watching, thanks for joining us. Let's go and have a look. Now, this is a clip from Instagram, and we'll see what this guy has found. Where is it? Okay. Can you guys see that? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So really quick, I'm going to show you this. The trees are fibers, and for some reason, this shows the true color. A big chunk of this just fell off. See part of the grain. This is the way the fibers are right here. See? Hold on a second. You see, it's nothing but wood. Okay, so we're going to go down over here, and I'll show you a little more. Okay.
Look at that, it's big rocks. Look at that.
And at an angle. Okay. All this, everything. This whole mountain in a 100-mile radius. Come right over here. You see, this looks just like freshly chopped wood. We build a piece off of there. This is what we see. This is the wood. See that? That's just got the moss on it. And all this here, all the way back up in here, I'll show you that in a second. You come right here, and you see, well, pull a piece off here. It's just wood. It's so crazy. All this. And then you go right over here. See, this is the fresh stuff. This is what we see. Actually, good. Over here. Part of the source tree. Where's Ken? Where at? Oh, so that's one guy. This is Ken. A couple guys that, my subscribers that came over from Minnesota, and they're spending a few days here with me. But all this, as far back as the eye can see, is the same thing that's here. All of it. All of it. And then you'll have massive pockets of sap. And then you have, this is part of the bark, this is wood. All the mica is wood. I'll do a video on that. Let me see here. Can't get to that. That's Deontay. But they traveled all the way from Minnesota here to see it. So what do you think of it, Ben? It's crazy? Outstanding, yeah. There's the source tree. Really quick. Yeah, these guys are really cool guys, man. They are so glad they came. They are just floored. Okay, just want to show you. And when I do the video on the quartz, the quartz, the mica, and the gold, it's going to be my final chapter. It's going to be a long one, and it's going to blow your mind. Just see this. That's incredible. Wood is like fibers. See here. All this. Everything I've shown in every one of my videos. The mountains. And it's not just here. It's worldwide. You see, this don't have the moss on it. All right, we're going to end it there. I just wanted to show you that. It's pretty incredible. Everything I showed you generally looks like this or like this. But once you break it apart, you see the wood. All of it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
All right. What do you think of that?
I'm going to show you this.
Oh, hang on.
The trees.
Stop.
That was absolutely fascinating. Like, it actually looked like chunks of what you'd see with wood, like if you're cutting it down, all petrified in these different shapes. Like that, really good evidence.
So what he was saying is, you know how like when he showed the source tree, you know, that mountain that was the trunk basically. So what he was saying is where he was, that was just one of the branches that had fallen down.
Right? Like, just, oh man, you cannot even imagine these former realms, really. Like, and
That's ridiculous.
It's plausible. It makes sense that, like, in the time of those dinosaurs, those dragons, whatever the heck were around, these megafauna, that there would be the megaflora to go along with it as well.
Yeah, and the mega humans.
Right? The giants and the titans, even. Like, it just blows my mind. It truly does. Each time you take a look at it.
It's bizarre.
Also,
we've got here awesome, amazing. Yep.
I'm gonna be setting up live here, showing how to make with a pure gold bar and pure silver coin your own monoatomic gold silver combination that some experts process into colloidal waters. Do not consume these at home. You will probably poison yourself. Disclaimer there. Only source from reputable producers, essentially. To give a little reference here, on the left side next to Oscar and Bert there, that is actually monoatomic aluminum that I made out of pure aluminum a couple weeks back in a stream with Falcon Space and Esoteric Gold, and it's actually stayed white this whole time. Usually it starts to oxidize or particulate and like turn into well, no longer monoatomic, but like a di or a tri or something heavier, and gray or blue poisonous, but it actually stayed in the pure white on this one. And then the lit up jar is just pure warm salt water right now, and that I will be hooking it up to just a simple micro USB plug, so 5 volts, essentially a phone charger that you just cut the one end off and take the positive, negative wires. Your positive is your anode side, your negative is your cathode side. So for this reaction, I'll be using the gold on the cathode side and the silver on the anode side of this reaction, and show everybody how it can be made at home to experiment with. Just don't poison yourself and kill yourself, because we don't want that. And while I get this set up,
we don't.
Campbell, if you want to maybe go over some more of the maps from last night, or
maps, we can do maps.
Yeah, maps would be best, because you found some awesome ones, and Google Map will do at the end, because I probably should be here as well for the Google Earth part when we look at that. So I will be demonstrating while Campbell shares Tartaria. Where did it come from? Where did it go? What's the real story?
We just don't know. All right, so this is actually a puzzle, but it's a real map. Don't know how this got in there, but as you can see on all these old maps, more land down where they call Terra Australis, and the 4 continents at the top here, and the 4 rivers, of course, Hyperborea. And look at the shape here of South America. Bit different to what we know today. Brazil is still here. Florida is still here. We've got Chicago. Is that Chicago? We have Nuremberg in here, down here. All these different, and you see those on all the old maps, but, and then just these different continents up here. It's a bit hard to see, or different islands like, you know, Friesland and all these places. Again, look at all this land that they show. Now, of course, they're showing this on, you know, a globular Earth, you know, and you can see what they have to do just to make a map, right? I mean, look at the way they have to cut it. But again, 2 continents here at the top and 2 here. So that's our Hyperborea. This is Greenland. And then we have like Friesland, Iceland. It's not the best for the north, but these different what's the other one? Nembla, something like that. Disappearing islands. So what's this one? This shows the top of Australia, New Guinea. New Guinea now is just this small island, and down here it's like in 1600 it was like a continent, they were calling it. So very interesting. And Japan. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Look at Japan. Like, look at the landmass there, and it's already got the old cities. And these old cities, I mean, look at this. You see them everywhere on these old maps. So this one, of course, look at all the ice down, or the land down here, and not ice, because you can see the mountain ranges and the animals. All right, and this becomes a theme as well, seeing animals and different kinds of animals, like that. Is that a unicorn? Don't know. Elephants, sea monsters. So in this one again, we have Brazil, and that's about it. All right. Another one, massive landmass at the bottom. 2 continents at the top, and of course that's just part of Hyperborea. Greenland here. This is Friesland or Frisia. That sort of disappears and reappears in certain maps, along with some other, New Zembla, that's what it's called. But interesting, and that's just the other side. Again, all this land at the bottom. And with this one, we start to see, apart from the fact this has got all the old world cities down the bottom here, you can start to see like, the sort of Phoenician influence, as we would call it, all these naked people everywhere. And this is the same kind of stuff we see, symbology we see all over the buildings. Terra Australis, nondum cognito, so not known. Look at the shape of South America. We've got Brasilia, we've got Florida, I have Norumbega. Anything else there? No. Up here, of course, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 continents: Hyperborea, Greenland, and this one appears and disappears, Grockland. Oh look, Thule or Thule. Now that is now on Greenland. Thule is now on Greenland, and here it's shown on Iceland, which of course has no ice on it, and Greenland is green. This is, I guess that's Friesland. Friesland. And just these different, islands that appear and disappear on different maps. It's very strange, but you can just see the shape of a lot of these continents is different to what we're showing today. And of course, Tartaria. Same again, continents up the top, massive amounts of land shown at the bottom. And this is South America. Look at the shape of it. And this is the thing, a lot of these look like this. Well, not this one, but the ones that they try and turn into globes, they just don't look right. That's why they have to put all the land at the bottom. Yeah, but we'll look into that maybe a bit later. But again, right, all this land, and again, doesn't look like it's covered in ice.
Right. Well,
right,
and so if that is extended Antarctica, it's like this giant plain that extended and went up and connected all of Australia with and whatever the Antarctic lands were, and now it would be this very like shallow, essentially, sea that should be in between Australia, Tasmania, and then the continent of Antarctica, if that is indeed what is there. But that the ocean must have been so much lower, like exponentially lower, or I guess also the ice that currently would be weighing down Antarctica must have sunk that whole area more, but you'd have to have more. I don't know, never mind. That doesn't even make sense. It must have been some giant, catastrophe that messed everything up for that much land to be there, right? And then also Friesland. Is Friesland Doggerland, right? What's Doggerland that has now been discovered that it's this sunken island? It's called like the Britain Atlantis or whatnot.
It's off the coast of UK, sort of up hit this sort of area. Yeah, so pretty similar kind of area. Doggerland, and you know, a lot of the accounts of these cataclysms, they say that, you know, land rises and land falls. So I mean, we just really don't know. You know, we don't have any of this information given to us. But I mean, again, right? Look at this land mass, and this is Brazil. So this is South America, and you can see it's almost connected down here. But again, there's a reason why, because when they have to do this to the maps, that's it. They have to change the shapes of them. So if we go to, hang on, let me find something. And we've all seen what they do with, you know, Google Earth, as far as, you know, trying to circle the square, I guess. Where is it? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. What happened? Oh. Okay, so you may have seen this map before. This is the Monte planisphere. The Monte's 10-foot planisphere of 1587. Okay, so this is the map, and it's 10 foot, and this was, you know, found, right, apparently, like sort of 10 years ago, and this was the map. So what did they do? The guy who bought it, or I guess he owns it, this is David Rumsey. The first thing he did is he copied it, and then he did this. He started cutting it into little pieces, like the copied bit, not the original. See, with all these funny angles, right, and these curves. And they made all these little bits. And why do you think they did that? Any guesses? Any guesses? Oh, here we have all the kings.
So it
that's
doesn't add up.
That'd be awesome. That'd be, well, because they wanted to put it on. Oh gosh, if we can find it. See, this is all the cuts. This is what they did. Look at all these cuts. This is what they turned that 10-foot planisphere into. So they basically brought it down to smaller sizes, took away all the outside, so they could do that. Turn it into a ball. That would be cool if that was on Google Earth. Now, I mean, just think about the amount of land they have to cut away from down here if this was originally a square. And of course, we know all that outside land is completely gone. Whoa, sorry, all this land completely cut off. But all this is why all the maps we have and all the globes are wrong, because they have to cut in and make this outside ring the same size as this dot, is what they basically have to do. So, yeah, that's the first thing they did with this map. And of course, if you haven't seen this, davidrumsey.com, it's just on the first page if you scroll down, and this is pretty cool. And of course, 10 foot, you know, who makes a 10-foot map, right? Maybe people that are like 12 foot tall, who knows? But it shows the same thing. 4 continents in the middle, you know, funny shaped continents, you know, as far as what we see them as. All these extra, you know, lands up here. You know, so we've got Iceland, which is green and covered in cities. Icaria, Friesland, Hitlandia. Now, this is probably, this is where Doggerland was. So, you know, it's sort of this, yeah, well, I guess this kind of region. So look at this one. This is, oh, that's Norway. What? So Norway's, look, they're islands. Look at that. Not even connected to Europe. And just, yeah, everything's pretty much different. This is Africa, yeah, Africa. And you can see Africa, this is the Sahara, right? And these are all, there's just water everywhere and cities and trees all across the Sahara. And of course, you know, the shape, because see how splayed out Africa is? Now, why do you think that is? If it's drawn on a map like a square, see, if they have to turn this outer ring into a dot, imagine how much land they have to cut out of Africa and how that would change the shape. And South America, and, well, Australia is kind of non-existent in this map. It's kind of down here somewhere, which is interesting because it shows camels. They tell us that camels weren't here. But yeah, so this is the map, the 1587. So again, this is the story is that this was made from source maps. You know, so is this really from 1587 or that, you know, the 1500s, or is it showing a world that was, who knows, hundreds or thousands maybe of years prior? But it definitely shows a crap load more land, right? Look at all this stuff, and none of it frozen. And also in the middle, right, no ice. All right, this is all green with flowing rivers, flowing water. So there you go. I shall stop sharing now. All right, has Bernie run away? He's run away. All right, who we got here? Toroidal. Yes, well, everything is energy, really, at its core, isn't it? So it definitely is probably toroidal. I never tried DMT. Oh, this is not health information. Maybe it was Ireland. Yeah, well, this is the thing. Iceland. Oh, okay. I thought it said Ireland. Who knows? Iceland. Apparently, Tennessee is where you can find it. Says it used to be TEN-ESSE, and EWSC or SE is like a scene, and apparently that is another version for ISIS. So is Tennessee the land of ISIS? We just don't know, right? Everything's been so mixed up. Looks like the poles shifted on that map with all the water. Yeah, well, something happened, and you know, no ice on the outside, and you know what they tell us is Antarctica. Wuhan, where's Wuhan? It's all recent. Oh yeah, you're talking about like the empty cities in China. Yeah, there's tons of those. They've built like a replica Eiffel Tower and London bridges and all types of stuff. But it's all falling apart. It's all been like empty for like 10 years, and it's already not looking the best. It's not standing like the test of time like the buildings that we have in our cities, that's for sure. There were Templar ships. Yeah, I did see the Templar ships actually in that. I'll have to do you know, some videos on getting into that map because it is pretty cool. But also, what's his name? DavidRumsey.com. RUMSEY. Link to the website. Yes, there you go. CDMA. Link is DavidRumsey.com. RUMSEY.com. Hello, Lady Lux. How are you? Storm woke me here in the US. Wow. I've got another video actually of some interesting stuff in the sky, if I can find it, in the Tennessee region, actually, in that kind of area. Let me see. I'm going to have to... okay, 1 minute. All right, okay. Who wants to watch another video? This is pretty spun out, actually. Let me just pause it. As you can see, we're extremely organized today. This is, so let me know, guys, if you've seen anything like this. Not like that dude. How do I press play? Oh, how do I press play? Oh, it's there.
Somebody forgot to turn the lights off in Kentucky. Look at this. It's 9 o'clock at night. And the sky is still perfectly blue. And everything's going weird.
Weird. Yeah, we're not seeing anything, Campbell. Oh, it's also says it's paused maybe. Or easy.
Sorry, did you say you're not saying that?
Yeah, no, it's like loaded up, but it was just a black screen the whole time and no sound either.
Oh.
Hello, Richie. Just JP, Obar, Jermaine, John, Jester, Charlie C. Happy birthday to you! It turns out our good friend Charlie, he works on the Gravifier, does a few presentations on APEC, but Charlie's birthday is July 16th, so it just ended and it's the day before mine. So
happy birthday for yesterday.
Indeed.
Nice.
Happy birthday to you, Charlie.
Can you see this screen, Burn?
It's showing, but nothing is playing.
Just black?
At the moment. Yeah, just black.
Oh, can you see a picture though?
Oh, no picture.
Anything now?
Somebody forgot to turn.
No, still just black.
Well, that's clearly
weird.
The last one played though, didn't it? I hope it played. Everyone saw the trees, right?
Yeah, the tree one.
Okay, let me try.
Had sound.
What the? This one, okay. Let's see. Okay, tell me if you can see. Can you see anything?
Still black. You hear the sound now.
Just black?
But yeah, zero.
You can hear the sound, but you can't see anything. Why
Very
is
strange.
that? It must be the media player I'm using or something. That's bizarre.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Jeremiah, Aaron, Richie, Charlie, and anybody else, if you want to join us today for this spontaneous live stream for the birthday, let me know and I will email you the link to hop on in. And so right now,
I'm trying it again.
Okay.
I'm not going to give up. No, I'm not giving up.
Campbell try
Bernie,
one more
I'm
time and then
over.
I'll explain the monoatomic. Sorry.
Can you see that?
Yes, we finally can. And a car just standing on its roof.
Yeah, right. Why not? And I've got one more quick one. I know, right? There's lots around of birds frozen in the sky and stuff. Have you seen those? Very strange.
I've seen it a lot in TV shows to the point that it's like I wonder if it's just like a spoof or something. But if it keeps reoccurring and multiple people, then there's no explanation and it's got to be real.
Just exactly. There's got to be something there. Got to be something there. Now this one, anyone who's in the sort of, I think it's Kentucky. They're around that kind of area. Yeah, that's what the people look like, apparently. No.
Somebody forgot to turn the lights off in Kentucky. Look at this. It's 9 o'clock at night. And the sky is still perfectly blue. And everything's got a weird orange tinge. I think I'm gonna go back inside now.
Today is June 30th, and the current time is, what's the time? 9:15. Current time is 9:15 p.m. I'm in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and the sun has already set at 9:06 p.m. But as you can see, there's something directly above me at the noon o'clock hour, and it's still very daylight out here.
It's very daylight.
This side looks completely like daytime, and that's usually where the sun sets.
It's 9:03 at night right now here in West Virginia. And it's complete daylight. Somebody in the Truman Show forgot to turn off the sun. This is weird.
This is crazy, guys. 11 o'clock. And the sun still ain't go down. What the fuck?
There you go. Strange skies. Anyone seen strange skies?
Right? Like that, some crazy stuff going on these days. Strange cosmic energies. Is it technology, scalar waves? Like, just experimental chemtrailing? Who knows? Combination of all. Some weird things.
Yes, Southwest 2. Yes, I was going to actually send you that video, but I guess you've seen it now. Happy birthday again to Bernie. Lady Luck says we have the same in Indiana. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Richie. How you going?
Richie, I emailed you the link if you want to join us. As I guess Charlie, you're unable. You just had a newborn. Congratulations, Jeremiah. I sent you the link. Aaron, I sent you the link, and Richie, I sent you the link. Join the technicians, Jeremiah.
Who had a baby?
Charlie had the baby.
Jeremiah had a baby. Charlie?
No, Charlie.
So men can have babies. Oh, my God. They're right. Is that a woman? Charlie? Was I wrong all along? Oh, my God.
Charlie's wife.
If I have to apologize to a lefty, I'm ending it all. There is a crack in the dome, says Neckbone. Oh, maybe. Letting something in. But, I mean, what's above us? Is it water? I mean, who knows, right? End time signs in the heavens. We have had bizarre skies in North Carolina lately. Clouds have dark, flat bottoms. Do you know what else I saw? What's that, John? Question? Does that mean question me? Like everyone question me? Or do you have a question for me? I saw this video, and there was this group of like crows or something, blackbirds, and they literally just fell out of the sky. It was just like this, like a massive drop of water, just went boom, but then they all just sort of went ooh and flew away as birds. It was just like very, very strange. I should see if I can find it actually, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
it was just like, what the hell?
Just it gives more to this is reality a simulation sort of thing, and these glitches in the matrix, butterfly effect, Mandela effects, whatever you want to call it. But it's like somebody seems to be messing with the very fabric of space-time these days, more and more, it seems.
It does. And actually, Jason from Archaics just did a video, I think yesterday he put it out, talking about times in history where the projected sky seems to have failed, and they've sort of seen through and seen like machine sort of type things. So, who knows, right? Like but I mean, just because we say simulation or whatever, it doesn't mean that it's a video game and it means nothing. It just means that that's just the nature of reality, really, I guess. I mean, well, what it really means is that what we're doing is mirroring reality, right?
Richie said he didn't get the link. Richard Avery email. I thought. And Jester, please do shout out to you and watching on Facebook. We would love to try to answer your question if you do post it for us, please.
Okay, oh my gosh, I might have to go to TikTok. Oh my God, I've got like 50 million.
I'm on TikTok now too.
So why not get them? All right, so my guys, I've actually got a TikTok account. Of course, I don't know what it's just called AutoDidactic. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how to find it, but yes, I'm sure you can. TikTok. Okay, let's see. Birds fall. Are you talking, Bernie? Are you entertaining our audience while I'm searching?
No, I was struggling there. Sorry, everyone. I was trying to figure out just so many comments coming in at once, and a couple people have asked questions, but then I can't find the question in time to post it to be able to read it and just see the comments about the question after the fact. And sorry, to make it easier, please put questions in all caps, and
okay,
I will try to flag it and load it as soon as possible.
And if you can, yeah, just at Auto or Bernie. Oh my God, what did I do? Oh no. Okay, there. All right. Okay, where are we? Oh my God, I'm confused. All right, check this out. This is pretty bizarre. It might go weird because I'm going to have to share the same screen. So we're going to get like the Zoom Doctor Who tunnel for a bit. Whee! Okay. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Earlier this month, I want to warn you, the video you're about to see is graphic. The video is chilling too. It shows the yellow-headed blackbird suddenly fall from the sky. Oh, many of them died, others did fly away, and the reason behind their rapid plunge remains unclear. But some experts
I didn't know some of them died.
Fall from the
Look at this.
Oh, many of them died, others did. Blackbirds suddenly fall from the sky. Oh,
and what the hell is that?
Yellow-headed blackbirds suddenly fall from the sky. Oh, many of them died, others did fly away, and the reason behind
how do I stop it? Stop. Okay, stop. Did I share that? Oh yes, okay, there I am.
You did indeed. Saw a little bit.
What do you reckon? How was that?
Right, like just crazy days that we truly live in. Truly crazy days.
Crazy, man. Crazy days.
Harp with the blackbirds, quite possible. Yeah, with the birds and stuff, could be some sort of like sonar or radar waves pulsing new technologies, and or the harp waves, scalar waves, stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Good point. Oh, but then again, birds aren't real, Burn. Come on. We know that they sit there. It's a CIA psyop. That's why they sit on power lines to recharge. You don't know that?
Yeah, right.
No, I think apparently, I don't know. All birds apart from chickens, apparently. Unless chickens are just, I don't know, who knows.
We're all dodos. All just dodos.
That bird story, was that a while ago? Was it? I only saw it in the last few days. How long ago was it? Mabio? Bullfrog mutation gone bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, harp does make sense that like it could have sort of stunned a flock and they just sort of fell and just happened to, a lot of them recovered just before they hit the ground. But yes, it was a shitload of canaries. All right, so what's happening if you invited people onto the show without my permission?
Who what now?
Who what now? Did you invite people onto the show without my permission? Did I hear something? Did I hear rumblings?
Maybe.
No?
I don't even know.
Because you know that there's an application form that needs to be filled out in triplicate.
I thought the Magic Treehouse had resubmitted since being 007 and got approved.
Oh, well, yeah, this is the thing. I'm not sure if that paperwork's gone through yet. Unless you can revert and prove these 007, then we may have a problem. Steve Beveridge, oh my gosh, you freaked me out. My old Taekwondo instructor was Steve Burridge, and I thought that was Steve Burridge for a minute. Either perturbation modality or ether perturbation modality. Oh, what's perturbation? What's perturbation, please? Oh, why is Bernie?
A vibration
or
almost,
Steve?
I think, in the
perturbation. Oh, okay. So like like a fluctuation of frequency, sort of.
I believe so. Richie, I just resent the email again, so check again. It should work. Have resent, I hope.
Perturbation. Was someone asking me a question before?
There were a few.
Where did the resetters go? The resetters, they went to the Parliament buildings, man, and the mansions, and the what they call palaces, those kind of places, and now they live on boxes with screens in them, and they talk at us. Well, actually, their minions do. They just sit back and pull the strings, I think. 00, who are you? Who? Who are you? That was, oh my God, that was so out of tune, Campbell. What are you doing? Who?
I've got cymatic Tartaria. A video called cymatic Tartaria that I stumbled upon earlier. So might as well play a little bit of this. I'm posting the channel link.
Why not? When we've got nothing to do, we just play other people's content. Why not?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay, that sound cool. Nice, yeah. There's actually, let's watch. Oh, shut up. I just had a thought too, Bernie, which you might not be able to get in because there's like 15 tabs open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can we have 10? Just wondering.
Oh, I just deleted a couple, so there should be.
No, you deleted. Oh. We'll see what happens now. Try again, Rich, if you're trying to get in. I think Yahoo is playing up, Bernie. You can send it. Oh, don't give you. Okay, anyone who wants to talk to Richie, he's just put his email in the chat. Any single ladies out there looking for a tall, handsome man? Richie's email is in the chat. I thank you, Neckbone. Yes, I am. I'm having a get-together next weekend, so anyone who wants to come along, there's a group in Telegram, the Tartaria van, and I'm going to put some work into it this weekend. We've got a few people coming along and bringing tools and going to help me, and we're going to make it awesome. All right, it's a new slogan. It's called "Make the Tartaria van awesome again," because it was, I believe. So this is talking about like a lot that we talk about as far as cymatics, how they are basically the same geometrically as things like star fort and crop circles and cathedral windows and all these different things that we see around, which are all just expressions of frequency, basically. And the thing with crop circles too is in an actual crop circle, they're actually bent because one side of the stalk grows faster than the other side in a short period, and that actually makes it bend over. They're not actually snapped. Here you go, the picture of it. So you can see they grow and it actually makes them bend, right? So they're not snapped. Elongated nodes, they elongate on one side, and that's what creates a crop circle. Not people with boards. I mean, they do, but they don't create the real ones, obviously. Oh, look, this person's obviously, and now they're just copying my. Oh my god, just copying me. I tell you. But this is the thing, right? It's all energy expression. So is this maybe how they originally plotted out the, where to put the star forts, and they were literally building the same cymatic pattern, geometric shape as would be naturally produced, which would be a crop circle if there was a crop there, right? Everything is the same. Hello, Alana, welcome. Yes, let's party. Oh my gosh. I'm so far behind on yeah, Brian. Hey, Brian, much love. How you going? Yeah, exactly. There's real crop circles and there's man-made crop circles. But I mean, this is what they do with everything, right? When it's real and they don't want us to know it, they always bring out and make fake, make fake sort of versions of it, so that then we think that the actual real ones are fake as well. It's just all mind games. Keep on playing those mind games. So we're probably going to see light in water now, are we? Let's see. What do you reckon? No. Oh, geometric shapes in the ground. Are the resetters setters? Yeah, dude. They're the ones that they're the ones that are literally causing what they are calling the Great Reset. They're calling that themselves. That's who did the last one. Who took over? After the last reset. It's we all know the names. I can't really say them, or I'll probably get banned. But, the people with funny hats on, the people in those funny societies, people who inhabit those government buildings and mansions and fly around to funny islands, those people. Exactly right. If it wasn't real, we'd work it out ourselves. So if the system is trying to tell us something's fake, then there's a reason. Otherwise, why would they go to the effort if it was fake? Then why would they care? Hello, 47 AG Studios. Thank you, and happy birthday to Burn, if you can hear. Hello, Kerry Ann. Hello. I'm supposed to write. I've been so busy. I need to write you a message, and I will. I think I've got your email or something, so I can send you back your jacket. And it's living in my bus at the moment. So this is a lot of the stuff that we've been. I think my pictures are much better than these. Don't you? I think so. So they're just going to a bit of geometry, squaring circles, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yes. Oh, Richie's here.
Yeah, I'm in.
Hello, Richie. Where'd you come from?
All right, guys.
All right, girl.
Good morning.
Brace yourself. Richie's here. All right. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, man. I'm good. How are you? Bernie, it's your birthday, man.
Thank you, brother.
I didn't even know until today. So, mate, I've got to sing happy birthday to you.
Woohoo!
It's got to be Stevie
man.
Wonder style, man. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. That's your first.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. There you go, bud. Happy birthday, mate.
Thank you.
Right, nice.
Yeah, you today,
Listen to
young
those
man.
vocal cords.
I'm 37
Right.
today.
We did have a question that I was saving for you, but 37, you're just a little chickadee, mate.
Just a young pup.
Just a young'un.
Indeed. I am.
God, I've got a birthday in like less than 4 weeks. Holy crudy.
Nice.
Of course, I don't believe in birthdays. I was born. It must be a born day. And since I have to start again, I only learned that like 5 years ago. So I'm actually only 5. And I think we should go by mental age as well. And I'm clearly not. I'm clearly very young mentally.
11.
Spiritually, right? We're,
11.
I think I'm like maybe 18 or 19.
Wow, man.
Maybe.
You're a guru.
That's still quite grown up, man.
It's very
All
grown
right.
up, man. Jeez.
So
Go and get a job, man. Go and get a mortgage. I saw this meme the other day. It was hilarious. And it was this wolf standing up. Sorry, did I break in? I won't be long.
Oh, no.
And it's like a meme of this wolf standing up, like on its back legs. And it's like saying, look at me. I'm a human. I have a job. I have debt. And I'm behind on my chores. I thought it was very funny. Animals are now taking the piss out of us, guys. Look what we've done to ourselves.
Oh, man. I think animals must think that we are the stupidest things on the planet.
Guaranteed.
They're just sat there looking at us going, what? I don't understand, though. Why are they... What's that shiny stuff that they keep giving each other?
Not even now. It's
Why do they
plastic
just keep
paper,
going around in
right?
circles?
why are they so stressed out about looking at this little light up device in their hand?
That I'll tell you what, that
Man.
in my opinion, it is that's what's done it. That's what's done it to us, is the phones. The frequencies coming through the phones, and just the fact that we've got them on us all the time. It's crazy, man. I was thinking about it the other day. I was looking around and watching people when I was out, and the amount of people that were out together and they just weren't even talking to each other. They just sat there with their heads in their phones. You're all sat together. Why aren't you having fun and a laugh? And, you know, and if that had been 20, 30 years ago, that's exactly what would have been happening. The whole table would have been in conversation and having a laugh and, you know, taking a piss out of each other. And those that weren't able to do that and didn't fit into that wouldn't have been there, you know, because it was crazy. It's crazy how things have gone.
Systematically destroyed the human to human connection and the conscious connection, and like these self-imposed what is it called, from when you're in jail but at your home, whatever, the lockdowns, where essentially we've given up all our rights, and they're just trying to disconnect us from each other as much as possible to make us fear each other, divide, and it's evil. It's, you know, but thank God we're coming together again.
Look at the VR world, right? And they want, you know, obviously the whole, what's it called? I don't know, buddy, Zuckerberg's evil hell world that they want people to go and live in, right? But that's what they've been programming us for. They've been programming us to get used to having communication online where there's no actual physical connection, right? And so once we start thinking that's actual connection, then we, you know, then they can talk us into just going into these stupid bloody things.
The thing is, like, we're all connected. We are all connected, but like one of the things that I noticed with groups, with groups more than chat rooms do get more, you know, people really kind of chat more, but in all the groups it just seemed like everybody's just sharing information. They're not really talking about themselves, and they're not really getting to know each other. They're just sharing information, and it's the same information getting recycled all the time, which is why I started the Magic Tree House, to get people actually engaging with each other, actually talking and actually becoming friends, like really getting to know about each other's lives, and, you know, and that's been, I'm pretty pleased with it, man. It's quite, we've got way more members than we've got people actually chatting and connecting with each other, but there's still a hardcore group of about 4 or 5 of us that have become, you know, we're becoming friends. We're becoming good friends. And we had a good group call the other day, like 4 of us on the call, and it's nice to be able to, if we can't connect physically, it's nice to be able to sit in a situation like this, you know, just not online, obviously, in a group. So there's no pressure of other people, you know, potentially thousands of people watching. It's a private conversation in the group, but it definitely works well. I just want to shout out Chris, actually, Ouroboros, Infinity Realm. He woke me up. I was fast asleep, man. 9 o'clock this morning, I was still fast asleep, which is not like me. But my computer was ringing and he woke me up. So,
oh, nice. This is live, Joe, by the way. This is live and unplanned. Okay, where am I now? Yeah, come together, guys. The Beatles and the Tavistock Institute told us in the 60s to come together.
Right now.
Right now.
Back when music had real soul and spirit to it, right?
When I was in Portugal, my first ever job singing was hosting karaoke, and I saw that song. And he had you know those really big laser discs they used to do karaoke on, like the chat that
Yeah,
started with the Japanese.
yeah.
Huge.
The size of a
That's
record.
what he
Yeah,
had. That's what he had in his. And I was like, whoa, this is like from the 1990s, man, early 1990s. These discs, they're huge. But I put Come Together on.
Yeah. What the hell?
And the bloody video that was with it was a softcore porno. It was girls with their titties out.
Oh,
having,
Come Together.
They were under
I think they mixed up
washing
the
each
meaning
other
of the title there.
Mate, the owner said to me,
because
"Yeah,
they were
you
trying
can't
to
sing that
come
song
together
before 10 o'clock. You have to sing that song after 10 o'clock at night."
You can't put it on before 10 o'clock. Oh my god, that's horrendous. Yeah, well there you go. But yes, we need to form groups and come together.
I loved your video today,
86 of you watching. Sorry.
You're doing great work on
They
the
spelled
Magic
yeah, I know.
Treehouse,
Yeah.
the Wide Awake show.
Oh, cheers, man.
And shout out to Sarah did an excellent
Sarah.
new logo for you, Campbell. And I'm blessed to be lucky enough to have a birthday present coming from her. She's doing one for me too.
Oh, yes, Sarah. Yes, yeah, man. She's done me some very good work. So,
she's good, isn't she?
I don't have a link. What's her channel called, Richie? Give her a shout out. Everyone go and subscribe.
Yeah,
and if you want any work done, like
I'll get you a link.
Mindful Exposure. That sounds a bit rude. That's like a flash of who thinks about it.
Yeah, it's about photography. It's like photography, isn't it? Mindful Exposures.
Exposure. Gotcha. How very clever. Yeah. So if you want any, artwork like for channel work or whatever, or anything really, office work, who knows? Anything, hit her up. She's looking for work. All right. Laser disc precursor of CD. Yeah, those laser discs, man. I think they were really big in Asia, weren't they? They didn't really sort of take off so much in Australia. Do I believe there is a land beyond the dome? Well, yes and no. I mean, if this is a simulation, right? How far does the simulation go? I think somewhere that's real. Whether it's real where we are, I'm not sure. With all these maps, we just don't know where they come from. Or they could be like a bleed through from another timeline. This reality may be the edge. The edge may be the dome, or maybe it's bigger. It's a big question, isn't it? Jason talks about this being a simulation to work out problems and things. But it's based on a bigger reality. So those maps could be the actual reality outside of this particular simulation, right? I don't know. What do you think? Oh, I mean, but then we get all these books, right? I've been looking into Nos Confundus, which is that Puddle Earth map that we've seen, with all the domes, and they're all planets and everything. And there's a whole story along that goes with that. And it's pretty similar to the Iron Republic. And they get out past the wall in the 1600s, and they, find an advanced civilization. And basically, it's the story of human history, told. It's obviously published as fiction, but it's pretty interesting, right? I mean, who knows? If there's a wall there, then don't know. I hope so.
There's just so many different possibilities, and it seems like it truly is a multiverse of multiple timelines and realities kind of intersecting all at once, or like getting jumbled in together and whatnot. Like it's just it's too much for any single mind or consciousness to truly be able to interpret and understand and comprehend, right? It's like you'll go crazy trying to put it all together.
Yeah. So if you're getting into Tartaria and watching videos to get definite answers, then you're barking up the wrong tree, because we don't have them. What we have is questions, and if you don't have the right questions, then you're never going to be close to getting the right answer, right? But You know, this is where we are. We don't have access to go to the ice wall or past it. We don't have access to go to archaeological sites and dig. We don't have access to, you know, the Vatican libraries or to the Smithsonian or anything. So we're just doing our best. And at the moment, we get a lot more questions. So then we've got to put theories out there, right? And they're just theories. And if they come back, you know, with, you know, if they're validated with facts, then we keep going. And, you know,
right?
that's pretty much what
That's
we're
what
doing here.
science is. The scientific method. You put forward a thesis, you test it. It's either proven right or it's proven wrong, and you move on. And that's exactly it.
And I think science is important because otherwise knowledge is a really, really sort of elusive thing. It's not something that I think I know. Unless you know it as well, it's only an opinion as far as you're concerned. Whatever it is that I feel that I know, if you don't know it and you can't concur, the yes, oh yeah, like what day is it today? What day is it today? It's Sunday.
I've got no idea. Sunday,
July 17th.
It's the it's Saturday night for BurnEye, and it's, you know, Sunday night for you. It's Sunday morning for me. Yeah. We all know that, so we can say, yeah, that's knowledge. We know that. But as far as like the things that I feel I know about reality and what happens and how important our perception is and all of these things, to anybody else, it's just an opinion unless they've reached the same conclusions. So science is a good way of being able to hold.
Yeah, we need science for sure. That's what's happening in the larger world at the moment. Is science has broken down, and so now we have all these people running around trying to say that their opinion is science. Exactly, like they're putting through scientific theories with no factual backing, and that's the problem. And they're at the same time they're yelling, "Follow the science," but they're clearly not following the scientific method.
The thing is,
exactly.
I agree.
It's bought out. It's corrupted. Like, it's paid off. It's just false. And then it's also been built up by Western society to essentially be this supreme entity, deity of belief of everything, so that it's both being falsely constructed as reality that is as sacred or powerful as God, but simultaneously completely written and scripted by the powers that be that are manipulating us and trying to get you to believe that up is down and down is sideways, and, you know, sideways is a realm that doesn't even exist. Stranger Things reference right there. Yeah, the spiritual realm.
I mean, the thing is, all right, I used to, even though I feel the way I do about, you know, the shape of the earth and NASA and stuff, I still had a lot of respect for scientists until 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and for the last 2 years,
right, yeah,
I've just kind of gone, oh, hang on a second. None of you are going to call this out. None of you are going to get up and start screaming and shouting.
So, Richie, there's tens, if not hundreds of thousands of real doctors and scientists that have been in art. It's just the censorship, the tyrannical control and authoritarian censorship by big tech has blocked out the real science, so that they've been able to hijack it and claim, trust the science, but they don't let any of the science out. They just have their narrative that they claim is science, but is just, you know, the poisoning propaganda.
I think also, unfortunately, it's because they're not YouTubers and they're not on social media. Maybe, you know, it's just not. I don't, you know, there can't be that many that are actually trying, because it really, you know, what we want is for them to flood the system trying to tell people. so that the system collapses.
Yeah, I think that
or it has to come out because
definitely
so
in the
many are doing
minority.
it. But yeah, it's
There are
I
a
think
few, but there's definitely that there are definitely ones trying to talk, but definitely it's definitely the minority. Exactly, like if any of these people,
look
you know,
at
in
Robert
the
Malone.
medical professions as well, if any of them followed the science and followed also, you know, their what's the word, all their oaths and things like that they take, then not one of them would have followed any of this rhetoric. You know,
Yeah,
so
that
any of them that
Hippocratic
do,
oath,
they're
I
just
think it's
standing up
called.
saying, I'm not for the science, I'm a shill, I lie. Sorry.
The Hippocratic
And by the
Oath
way,
is
I'm feeling very like I'm feeling inapt as far as my name. I'm like, I've got one and you guys have got like 7.
The AutoDidactic 1 and 2 Cambell spiraling up name tag.
Have you got name tag envy?
What does AutoDidactic rhyme with? AutoDidactic, the big. No, hang on, that's not going to work. Bit of a joke there.
AutoDidactic.
Helen Keller. So who believes in? I'm a Helen Keller denier, by the way. Helen Keller.
Me too.
Interactive.
Deaf, dumb, and blind. She wrote all these books, and she had an accent, but she was deaf.
Yeah, and the fact that they've made a film about her, they've featured her in South Park, in Family Guy, in in all of the adult cartoons they feature her. Yeah, Helen Keller was a scam, in my opinion too.
Yeah, full scam. Yeah, well, I didn't realize she was. If you look into it, she was at the start of a lot of movements. She was into like the women's movements and eugenics and all this kind of stuff, man. It's like, what the hell? But she was deaf, dumb, and blind from 17 months of age, and this was all learnt and transcribed through like someone writing shapes on the palm of her hand, right? It's like, what?
Water, Helen, water. Fucking hell. Actually, I think that memory's coming from Family Guy. I think it's Family Guy that I'm remembering that.
There was a Ukrainian doctor in, I think, New Jersey that just passed away from cancer. He was like about 50 or something, but he was known for creating the whatever his name was method, and it was using the, I don't even want to say the actual thing, but the alternate treatment for the virus with the inver whatever. I'm not going to use the actual term so we don't get censored. But he came up with using that other treatment and combining with like vitamin C, the eye inner. Well, anywho, and it was very successful to the point that Trump even like used it when he came down with it, promoted it. He's was, I guess, like credited with saving, I think, hundreds of thousands of lives that ended up people using this treatment. But at the same time, Big Pharma tried to debunk him, Big Tech tried to debunk him, and it's like he got censored completely. And it's like this whole lockdown, whole situation, reality could have been prevented or ended like a year and a half ago had it just been accepted and tested and implemented as, you know, the right practice to do.
I've sent Callum.
Of course, it's not about that. I just sent him one too. I sent you one on.
I've Skyped it. Yeah.
What's it called? Telegram, Skype. Yeah, that one too. Rista, I can see you.
Bernie,
you problems? You've got a mirror with no reflection. You're a vampire.
Phone. You got to get signal on your phone.
We need modulators.
Yes. And I gotta do a wide awake show with you, Richie. Hello, Callum. Good sir.
Hello.
Yo,
it's the dude.
Long time no see.
And the little dude. Little dude here too.
Little dude.
Says hello.
Puppy. Puppy. Dude and little dude. Nice.
How you doing,
So, been bowling tonight, have you?
Not yet.
Shooting the pin? Not yet. That's not later.
Fuck it,
Right.
dude. Let's go bowling. All right.
Just the jacket. The jacket's perfect that you're wearing tonight. Right. That's
I need the
perfect
glasses.
jacket.
Right?
If you cut your hair, you'd look a bit like Jack
Exactly.
Dorsey. Like that. You'd look a bit like Jack Dorsey with that beard.
Okay.
I'm loving it, man.
Now how's this? Do you know Jordan Peterson?
Yeah.
You know that dude, Jordan Peterson? You know, yeah.
Keep your room
Here's my
tidy.
new theory. Jordan Peterson is Hunter Biden, man. Have a look at the pictures of those two next to each other.
Yeah, he's not though.
Jordan Peterson is Hunter Biden. Okay, that's it. New theory, it's out there. I'm sorry.
That's an interesting thought. I tell you what, I used to hate Jordan Peterson. He used to trigger me. I couldn't even listen to his voice. He really annoyed me. And then one day, I saw an interview with him, and he actually broke down in the interview, and it was really natural. It was real. He really got emotional. And I was like, oh, hang on a second. Here we go. What's he saying now? And he started talking about God, and I was like, interesting. And I've listened to him since then. Since he's accepted that, yeah, there's no way that this wasn't created, and there is a creator, and we're doing it all wrong. And you know that, and he's actually the things he says now. I can listen to. I can listen to him talking now, and I don't mind him so much. I wouldn't mind having a conversation with him actually.
Yeah, there's a few.
I guess that's why I kept watching too. I kind of had
Everyone's got
that sort of feeling as well, that love-hate sort of thing going on there. But I kept watching it because there's a lot of stuff he's saying that's like, yeah, I agree.
You can't argue with it.
And I actually watched him talking about getting the jab and stuff as well. Yeah. He's like, well, I've got it, and now I don't have any of my freedoms. So what the hell was that? What the hell was that about? Why did I do it? I feel stupid now.
I did what you told me to do.
Logic,
you haven't done what you said you do as a result, basically.
Yeah, I just lost more freedoms with an S. Like, what is that?
Plus
you're either free or you're not. You know,
the question that's got to be hanging over anybody who's had it, their heads, like, did I really get it, and what is it really going to do?
What is it?
What is it? Yeah, like, seeing all these people dropping down and all you know, there's been a lot of death, man.
It's just sad, man. It's okay. It's just sads.
Sids and sads now, so we've got it all covered, you know.
But I had sad. It's seasonally affective disorder.
You know what's next, right? Is SEDS, SEDS, sudden elderly.
Yeah, and at the end, it will be SOS.
I think this is called life.
From cradle to grave, right?
STD, what? STDs for the teenagers.
That's the one thing you do.
Well, there's STDs and STIs.
Oh,
and quite a lot. I think quite a lot of men and women have had STIs, because you know, if you're promiscuous and you don't use protection, you probably end up in the clinic at least once or twice when you're younger. You know, I ended up in the bloody clinic a couple of times.
Richie, you ladies, man.
Herpes, man, not herpes.
That's a dirty word. That's not first base talk.
Right, no, it's thrush, man.
We can't.
Herpes. No, it's
we're trying to get women to call in, Richie. What are you doing now?
Yeast infections, man. Women and their freaking.
You're not getting any better. All right. So after that, who wants to date Richie? Any women? Just put it.
He's on an island.
Number
it's
2.
A tropical island. It's a paradise. And he sings really well.
Amber Heard, no, you're not welcome.
And can he just point out he's not fucking interested, so don't bother. See you later. I'm not really not interested in anyone at the moment. I'm
Not
quite
interested.
happy being a single man, and it's going to stay that way for the foreseeable future because I'm not having anyone else coming into my space and messing with my balance. I manage to balance myself, and I don't want anybody else fucking that up. And if I bring anybody else into the equation, it's just going to fuck that up. Because I know what I'm like. I know what I'm like. Yeah. So thanks, guys, but yeah, I'm not. I don't want anything.
He's found the pets that will put up with him, and he's happy.
I've got.
There you go.
Right?
I've got 2 dogs.
Someone said,
"Yeah, fine with the dog." Yep.
I've got 2 dogs and a cat, and I'm on this.
Someone said, "Cam, get that thing out." What does that mean? I don't know.
I'm on this not spilling a cup of Hermes thing.
I'll be back in a couple minutes. I just have to call Amber quickly as it's getting to that time where she might hopefully be done work at 4 a.m. Isn't it awesome working at the bar?
I used to do it, man. That's why I said I'll never do that again. I'll never do that again, man.
I worked at the casino, just on the other side of the table, though.
Mate, it's when you're in there, when you spend a whole night, it's dead all night, and then somebody comes in like 15 minutes before you're going to close up. And the deal is, oh no, if we've got customers in, we'll stay open. We'll stay open till 4 o'clock. As long as they're spending money, we're staying open. You know that? Okay then. All right.
That's same as like the theater industry. You know, I always thought they've got the saying, right? The show must go on. The show must go on. But sometimes, like, no, we're going to cancel it. Like, you know, so what's the line? And I always thought if there's more people in the audience than there is on stage, the show goes on. But if there's less people in the audience, it could be cancelled, right?
That's fair. That's a pretty good rule, really, isn't it?
So if you're one person on stage,
0
people in the audience, yeah.
And I just want to
if
say,
you're a comedian talking to yourself, I'm going to stop.
So Tyler Arnold, the dude abides, man. The dude abides. He is actually the dude from the Big Lebowski. Callum Wilkinson is actually the guy from the Big Lebowski. You're absolutely
right. Guys, yeah.
The dude abides.
The dude.
Yeah. Dude abides.
I'm ordained. I'm an ordained dude. I got a certificate and everything. Technically, I can marry people.
You know what a dude is, though, right? You know what a dude is?
Maybe. El Duderino, his dudeness.
Camel's penis.
Duda.
Is what? Say again, Callum.
It's a camel's penis. Do you know, like, literally, it's a camel's penis.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
are they like horses' penis?
A bit of information from there.
Is it like a horse's penis, or
do you remember,
like
Callum,
like a pig's penis? Like, because
I think it's a dromedary's penis.
a good masculinity song.
So,
excellent.
They walk up to the females, there's like one hump or two, right?
I'll be the first to admit I'm just a big penis, so that's cool. I'm a dude.
Well, my sign changed, right? You know how you've got Sagittarius. That's what I thought I was Sagittarius, right? But then I looked it up. I'm like, you know, the charts could be a little bit off, depending, right? Depending what your actual date is. So how did they work it out originally? What did they do? You know, what was the sign? You know, and it's in the morning of your birth when the sun's coming out, the stars coming out. What's it covering? You know. What's it blocking? Well, that's
how you work out if you're a rising or whatever, like a Mercury rising or a set. And also, is that where? So because Pushkin Castle, I think, said she's a Sagittarius rising or something, or somebody I was talking to was saying they're Sagittarius rising.
So you got 3, right? So then you've got like in the middle of the day when the sun's right over center, and then at the end as it's going down as well. So.
And is that? Do you think that's like the start of your life, your midlife, and then towards
as the story goes? Yeah. So that's your journey. That's your journey through the stars. Yeah.
Right. Shout out.
And same as like numerology. It's like when when it reduces back to one number, that's the one number of your entire life sort of thing. But as you go out, more and more numbers, more and more details and parts of the story that you're seeing. So more focus bits. So then now it's time, you know, now time's introduced where you can delineate between experiences. That's a little one. It's all a story, really. So when you think about it, everything's a story. My story, history, all of these stories. And usually the story has the same, has all of these archetypes. So they're then the archetypes. You'd have one central and then the archetypes around that as well. So you'll see, and they're like notes, right? Notes, everyone shows all the archetypes, but you're one main one. This is the one that you shine.
Is it Jung that talks about archetypes?
Yeah. But in acting too, like when I was sort of going through acting, like the commedia dell'arte stuff, the stuff with the masks and stuff, that's like 12 stock characters as well, you know. So that's an observation of life, and they're just observing that and putting that to work on stage. So it's a reflection of life. So it's
I was watching
quite accurate.
I watched the play. Well, I didn't watch the whole play, but I forget what it was I was watching. But in the thing that I was watching, there was a play, and the play was being it was a documentary, I think, but the play was a reenactment of like a Greek play or something where they've all got masks. It was like they were all the personas, you know, they were all wearing the persona mask. So they all had pretty much the same.
That's commedia dell'arte, yeah.
They all had I'd love to.
And the half masks where you see it's like half, but they still have this.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love.
Yeah, that's 2022.
Acting. I'd love to be. You know, I wouldn't mind doing that sort of acting, wearing a mask, and where it's all about expression of the body, and you know,
you really learn a lot from actually wearing a mask. Like knowing thyself, thy ego, because basically you separate. So like I remember the first time I did mask when I was very young in like an acting school, wearing the mask, I felt like I now could do anything like Superman, you know, and that is the effect of the mask, right?
Yeah, I get the impression. Like if you put the mask of a really strong person on your, you know, then you assume that stance, you assume that, you know, you become that character. Likewise, if you're going to if you put a scary mask,
you're willing to do that. You're willing to do that, to suspend whatever, because it's separate. This is physical right here, out in this physical world as well. So we can separate it internally now.
You're becoming whatever that mask.
Whatever you put to it.
Personifying.
Whatever you put to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this mask would mean something else because this has all these, connections, attachments that I've put to it. So this embodies this, which that there is a symbol and stuff as well. It's the same as that works. That all of that information and that energy is that emotion. So a mask, we can see that really well because we can put it on and relate to that emotionally, you know, emotional wise, which is the thinking and the feeling together to give that energy in motion, those energies in motion, you know. So that's the full package of information. So when we see a symbol or a number, it's unpacking all those layers, you know. It's people who have blocks and beliefs that stop that knowledge, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like all the symbols in the buildings and stuff as well. If we visualize and give it a 3D form, a lot of the times now they start to unpack. The meanings of these things start to unpack. So what you're doing is giving it motion. So you're giving a static thing that you think is a static thing motion again, and that's where it releases information.
That's one of the things about geometric patterns that are two-dimensional geometric patterns are all really designed to be, or they're meant, the intention behind them is that they're representing the three-dimensional. It's the 2 dimensions of the three. It's like I was watching somebody that she had like a tesseract or something really, really, really complex
like
thing.
the Merkabah and that.
All these things, and the shadow that was cast on the floor was just like a star. But that's not what she was holding. Like she's holding this really complex.
Geometric
like a.
It's one of those ones that you could expand or contract.
Like a geodesic dome kind of. Globe.
So in that one sort of location, it hits that.
And creates that.
Like Plato's cave there.
Yeah.
Another version like Plato's cave, but at this dimensional level. So what are you seeing? You're only seeing the shadow on the ground. So because you're looking up to it too, because that's the other thing, we can put ourselves in those positions. So now I'm in that position of that shadow. What does the shadow see? You know. But again, the shadow is not complete darkness. It's a loss of light, a minimization of light.
It's the lack of the light.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
exactly.
What's the bright thing?
Cam, what mic are you using? Because you had a blue sharp fin or whatever it was thing. Yeah, a proper
blue Yeti. Blue.
Yeah, it's just because you're quite muffled, mate, and it's so you're like when I can hear that you're saying something, but it's getting cut out. I don't know if check on the things.
Oh, now you're muted, Campbell.
From that, and you're muted now as well. Yeah. It's just your audio is normally much better. It's really
and still muted. Strange. Yeah, it seems the new connection you've had, Campbell, since moving, because we've had issues on Leak Project last night too on Zoom and the connectivity a little bit. But you're still muted as of right now. Campbell, you're completely muted this whole time, brother.
Can you hear us?
There you go. Now it says.
So I was muted on the. On the stream now for some reason. Am I louder? Is this louder or?
Now you're loud and clear. It's very good.
Much better, mate. Much better.
Not loud and clear now. All good.
Yeah.
All right. Coolios. All right. Now that you can all hear me nice and loud, I'll be back in a minute.
All right. Thank you, Ouroboros Infinity Realm, for the Australian.
That's Chris in Cairns.
Nice name.
Right? More of a tongue twister even than my pun of a play on BurnEye, the mind's third eye science guy. Because just Bill Nye's not cutting it anymore. Bill Nye is just not cutting it. So what Bert and Ernie have between them here, the main jar, you can see on the top left there, the rectangle, that's a 10-gram gold 24-karat pure bar. On it's the cathode side, so the negative side wire, the black wire is connected to it, coming off of the micro USD cord. And then the oval shape there, that is a 99.99% pure 1 ounce silver maple coin on the anode side of this reaction. And so that's just 5 volts going into this saltwater solution reaction, producing this, what we theorize and predict is this monoatomic single atom plasma state, essentially quantum state or higher dimensional energy, but physical state of matter. To fully understand what this monoatomic element mass truly is, the magic behind it, the science behind it, is to comprehend that it's a fourth plasma state, higher dimensional state of physical matter, instead of where we have first a gas, which is your single atom, but spread out very thinly, state of matter. Second, your liquid state, where it's connected, but it's not solid. It's not as dense. You're buoyant in the two-dimensional liquid, and then your third-dimensional solid state, which makes up the majority of mass that we interact with, we use, that is within our physical existence and realm. And then it's this fourth plasma state, and that to fully appreciate or start wrapping one's mind around this makeup of plasma, or what is plasma, or higher dimensional than our 3D solid state existence and realm. It's that flame, your flames, that's a plasma state, but it's the gas, so that small thin atom existence or physical matter, but in the density of a solid. Thus, you're able to harness and access exponentially more energy out of a plasma. For instance, why the flame is so hot, or when you have a plasma arc, so electricity forming like a bolt of energy or plasma, same as a lightning strike. It's both hot and bright, and a lot of light coming out of it, a lot of radiant extreme energies coming out of this physical plasma, higher frequency, higher dimensional matter and state of matter. And that we're only starting to begin to even just grasp what the potential powers are of this monoatomic plasma or quantum state material. But I personally theorize, if it is quantum state matter, this monoatomic or plasma state, that this would be what you would then be building your semiconductors, your quantum computers, your quantum microchips and part out of, as well as your anti-gravitic sources of materials and just materials and building, or energy, I guess, fuel it would be. And we're left with
storage as well, because it's a higher organized structure as well as a higher, like a crystal.
You're bang on with that, Callum. Thank you for bringing that up. And sorry, I've lost my overall thought. So we're okay. Yeah, it's that it clearly was used in the ancient pre-reset, whether it was Atlantean or Tartarian or Lemurian or whatever society, advanced ancient culture that pre-existed civilization long ago. It's that we have these records or myths or stories of them using these monoatomics, the demigods consuming, the priests or the sages and all of that, using and having in the highest reverence this monoatomic mana of the gold and silver, that I don't know. I don't know anybody that truly does know what will become of it, but it seems like this is essentially the mana of creation, or just godlike endless possibilities. But anybody can
highest organization
with whatever your intent may be. So
because I mean when we look at monoatomics as well, it's the smallest structure as well, but it's the pure template, if you will.
100%.
From that, all is created. It's kind of like our idea of water as well, because most of everything here begins in water. but is that organizational structure of water as well, and as it changes throughout its transitions.
And
so like this is crystals growing in water. So as the medium, so then what's the vibration of the water? You know, so what does that impart as well? Because that would also be, so with this, it's electricity through the water creation. So which is so
exactly.
the water itself has everything in all to start from. So that would be the purest water is not, it's like a lot of people think of it like imprinting water with memory, giving it your memory, but it's not. The water knows everything and you're limiting it to or focusing it to a certain thing. I want you to, it's like saying to the water, I want you to reverberate this, to appreciate this, to vibrate this, and it will give you its version of it as well. It's like how they can have thoughts and pictures influence water into a picture, right? But it's a resonance, so it's just a resonance you're having with the water. So this sort of stuff as well, it's like imprinting water with what you want. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, right? And you've got it. That is actually such a key. And it's that each one of these monoatomic elements or plasma elements is a single full piece of that building block that then you can put into the water and be able to do whatever your creation is and the fullest of energy with it.
Grows, creates from everything, you know. And that's the same as the ether as well. It happens in every single state of water as well. Heat and pressure, you know. So going one way, what do we get? Heat and pressure with carbon. What do we get? Crystals. Going the other way, what do we get? Pressure or lack of pressure and cold as well. You know, the ether is the heat there, and what we're getting is in the other way, crystals.
Right. And so one example of just how this is the power of God within these little things, the jar on the left is made out of aluminum foil. That is pure monoatomic aluminum. If you were to consume that, it's almost guaranteed instant death, right? You'd give yourself horrible heavy metal poisoning, extreme toxicity. Yet just the waters, most people are familiar with colloidal silver. It's usually sold in your naturopathic health food store as well as like the pet stores, and especially as treatments for pets like dogs, cats, horses, and whatnot. And this colloidal silver water is,
you get a 9-volt battery and 99% pure silver wire. Put it in water,
and exactly,
you know, you're creating that.
That's exactly what this is. And I do recommend that if you're going to try making this material at home, that you start and use just a single D battery or a AA, AAA battery, as opposed to connecting it to direct AC current, as I'm doing through this one. You'll have much better results with the chances of creating the nuclear decay. The heavier particles, the toxic ones, aren't going to happen under just a controlled DC battery, as well as it limits the time of the entire process to about 3 days that the battery life will be in. And if it turns green or yellow or red, the particles, it's instantly become highly toxic, highly poisonous. Just touching it, rubbing your skin on the blue particles, the yellow particles, you're going to absorb it and start accumulating heavy metal poisoning, toxicity quite quickly and very dangerous. So, you know, the stuff is not to be like taken lightly if you actually start experimenting with it. But just if the silver on gold or gold on gold or silver on silver, just to create the water, the colloidal water, and you rinse the salt out. And once you have fresh water remaining in the jar, along with the settled monoatomic materials at the bottom, the clear top water is then what is known as this colloidal silver or colloidal gold water. And you can start watering your plants with it, especially like gardens and your vegetables. And that's the number one way to start to experimenting it and being able to see whether it is giving you exponential growth and yield increase on your plants, or if it's you've made a toxic one and it's poisoning and killing it. And I encourage everybody to do try that.
Something to remember there too is dosage. You know, just as it's correct that if you have too much of a good salt, it can kill you. You know, so when you're talking about salt and stuff like this, dosage is very important.
Exactly. You want zero salt remaining in the water when you're going to start using it as colloidal water to start watering plants, especially. Any salt in the water will poison your plants.
Such as homeopathics and stuff as well. Little is more. You can see where less is more works with the body as well.
100%. That's actually a key thing, is that you want to start off very small, or you will overpower your system or the plant system or the animal system. And if you
think how we naturally tested plants, you know, we would actually put it towards our lips first. You know, if you've never had this before, your body hasn't seen this before. If you went into the wild, right, how would you? And then I'd put a little bit in my mouth an hour later, and
it's bioneural feedback, isn't it? Bioneural feedback.
You're getting that feedback instantly. No, that I know that's bad. I'm getting, you know, nauseous or whatever. No. You have that feedback, but it is a little bit longer feedback, right? You see there, you have to wait the time to see.
We talked about it with Amanda.
Start with the plants. I wouldn't recommend ingesting something like the first time you make it, because it's just so easy to make an oxidized version that will highly toxic. You will get heavy metal poisoning very quickly and kill yourself or your animals, stuff like that. But if, as long as the material that you're making and harvesting is this white, like pure white, maybe a little bit beigey, maybe a little bit silvery, depending, but you know that it's still white overall, then it's in a monoatomic, and then you can start testing and using the rinsed colloidal waters first on plants. But also you can go to the Keshi Foundation website, where they have directions and studies you can be a part of, where you can actually use the water while it's still in the salt watered version of it in bathing for certain skin conditions, for it treats certain rashes, stuff like that. And you're not consuming it, you're just using it on the body in a bath, stuff like that. And from all of the testimonials I've seen over the years, it seriously does seem like there's mega benefits of it.
I've got a theory, Bernie, that I want to hear your opinion on. I've been since November, right? Since the conversation that I had with Ouroboros Infinity Realm, Chris, when he called me at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and we were chatting for about 3 hours. And at the end of that conversation, I realized and kind of postulated, is that the right word, that that we are crystalline beings, right? We have crystals in us. We can have conversations that drain us of energy, and we can have conversations that at the end of it, we are bouncing off the walls. And that's what the conversation with Chris was, right? And we ended up having 3 conversations that week that they were 3-hour conversations, three-hour conversations that week. And I was awake for 90 hours that week. And I was bouncing off the walls. I felt like I was on drugs. It wasn't, not that I didn't feel under the influence. It was just the amount of energy and how good I felt. It was like, whoa, this is like, I might as well be.
Right, just running on the higher frequency, but that it actually charges your cells. You're in resonance with yourself in your higher conscious level, that it's also giving you the adrenaline too, where you almost feel like you're on drugs, the euphoricness of it, but it's that you're on a higher vibrational conscious frequency, and it keeps you going. And then it's enough to sustain your body's energy to stay awake for that 90 hours, that your consciousness keeps going.
What I think happens, dude, is there's essentially piezoelectricity being created between us, right?
Yes.
We are electromagnetic beings. We are creating between us a field of piezoelectricity. I think that if there,
this is nervous energy as well, right? And what is that? Is just our blood and stuff, which is crystals in a tube.
Yeah, I mean,
with electricity going between the crystals through the crystals, which is piezoelectricity. That is exactly what we are.
The great thing about me and Chris is, me and Chris don't agree on stuff, but instead of arguing with each other, we just banter off each other. We bounce off each other, banter, joke, and it all feels good. It's so the energy that gets created is massive. So further to this, right? I know I've done the Jovian archive and done the human design thing, and it says in the human design that 70% of us are generators. We've got our sacral chakras are generating life force energy, right? All of that combined with the energy that we naturally create between each other when we interact and we bounce off each other. Do you think it's possible that all of the cathedrals that were built weren't built to collect energy from the atmosphere?
A telepathic conscious magnifier
to project and to magnify the energy being created by the
100%, Richie.
So
and then when you're wearing that crown and playing the organ in there, of course that's gonna connect to everybody.
This is why that electricity that was created was the free electricity that was just collected out of the air. What they've done is they've switched that. They've turned the current into currency.
Well, it goes both ways. It goes both ways. You generate electricity, but you're receiving now more and more. Like it resonates. So long as it's resonating together,
field, isn't it? It's a toroidal feedback loop. So you go in as one of the congregation into the cathedral, and you start singing, and the resonance builds up, and the love and the good feeling and intention
resonators.
That's then amplified out into the realm. Everybody feels, it's just all it does is magnify it.
Yeah. But through lenses as well.
So when you energy, but
and you're seeing beautiful windows and this geometry, it's resonating that geometry out into that field. So
What did you say, Cam?
It's still sucking energy in though, but we just think of energy as electricity these days. Like there's lots of different forms of energy that you can draw in from the ether. And that's why we have different looking buildings. That's why we have, the cathedrals with the tall spires, and we have the what are they called, basilicas with the domes, and then the the government big, single dome buildings. And so they're all, and then of course on top of the domes are all the different, symbols for the different planets and stars and things. So they're all, I think, designed for a specific or, different types of energy.
Yeah, I think the full spectrum.
Cathedrals.
I think they're trying to cover as much spectrum as possible, which is our template. So I see the cathedrals built exactly like we are built, and then so it's all these different.
Think about think about pilgrimages. People take pilgrimages to holy cities and stuff, and to holy buildings. So in the old world, they literally different cities could have been drawing in different energy. And if you need to get whatever healed or certain, knowledge or whatever, then you do a pilgrimage to the city that's drawing in that energy.
We can relate it to ourselves as well. So how do you gain energy? And Richie hit on it just before. So you get into a conversation of which you like, of which you have interest, you're suddenly gaining energy, But when we can do it visually as well. So all we need to gain energy is appreciate. So I see a beautiful flower and I appreciate that flower and I'm resonating that. I am then gaining energy. I'm building myself up. I'm filling myself up with energy.
All the time.
So that give and take is nature and you, so in harmony together, building each other up with energy.
Yeah,
same as in
the holy water. What if the holy water, what used to be this monoatomic colloidal plasma waters? And there was a question of if you can make colloidal gold water, and I believe that monoatomic gold will produce colloidal gold water, as does silver to
it makes sense, doesn't it? It does make sense.
What we're making right now is a combination of each of both silver and gold right there. So the water you would drink out of this eventually would be a colloidal silver gold combination. Right. But cool. So
and there was always waterways underneath. Like we're discovering that now too. Like Roman bars and all the bars underneath cathedrals and stuff as well. There seemed to always be water in the story, right? And columns going into it and stuff. Like, they're under and you're life-giving in all of the literature and stuff. It's flower of life stuff or fountain of youth stuff. And if this is the same water that was getting processed through the fountains and stuff as well, I mean, just a fountain in itself, like misting that water, is adding energy to that water as well, charging that water.
If that water's coming from the cathedral,
Christians go in and have holy water and they do the cross?
Right? Yeah, I think that's.
Where did that water come from?
Right, and would the cathedrals be charging and resonating that water, turning it into holy water? Essentially, those
originally you would think so.
Energy.
I think so, and I think it's negatively charged. I think it's negatively charged as well. And there's a lot of literature and science behind negative charged water. And same as what earthing, that's what earthing does. That completes our charge so we can balance.
Yeah, we need to take our shoes off, right? No rubber sole.
But it's just that potential difference. That water is that negative side. We call it negative, but it's just energy or lack of energy. And then the top, the fire at the very top, that's the highest point in difference. So that's your positive charge on top. And
do you drink distilled water?
Yeah, differential.
I do, yes.
Yeah, so that's pure. It's about being deionized, isn't it? Like the water.
Just be careful with that though too, because if you go and buy deionized water, it's actually
no. That's for your car battery.
But yes, you're right.
Your car, your battery, isn't it? Deionized water. But yeah, if you distill water, it is deionized, so that it collects all the.
If it was pure water, it's the perfect dielectric.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or
everything.
So is dye the same? Is dye
electricity
mono, right?
is a focal point as well.
Electric.
Isn't I thought like pure.
It's not. It will never be pure, right? It'll never be pure within this environment and realm we're in, right? You know. So there's always movement within that. It's just less and less movement going into the dielectric, but it's still there. It's just like you end up like a dielectric in the air or something as well. It's like how much voltage between it, so the voltage builds up before it can arc across that gap. So there will always be, you know, a voltage point that will arc against it, because it can never be pure as well. Well, I don't know that for sure, but what we observe here in this realm, in this physicality.
What's
recently, so like you get a parts per million thing, like, and test your distilled water, you know, we kind of miss that pure moment because it's pure only for that briefest whatever, and then it's absorbing from the atmosphere. It's absorbing knowledge and information from the atmosphere as soon as it's born as well. This water, as soon as it's condensed, right?
Isn't distilled water less conductive than water?
Dielectric. So yeah, you cannot. So I can get like a bowl of distilled water.
Dielectric means, doesn't it?
Put in a lamp with my hand, and I will. There will be, and my other hand, you will not get electrocuted because there's no electricity. Then we need salt. We need a salt in there, which is how our system works with electricity. But there's that difference. But there's that difference in water itself, how much salt, more electricity can move through. So now we have this resistance within water itself, you know, and it's just then that crystal information, a focal point of electrical and magnetic information, right? Whereas the water itself, pure, is all. No focal point until you put them together, and now the water is representing that focal point. It's all in water anyway. So it's a focal point within the all. Does that make any sense? Because therein is your piezoelectric as well, because you're giving vibration to a crystal, you produce electricity, a focal point. Which is information, but it's that information of that crystal structure. Bang. You know.
I think there's definitely
it's just the same as us thinking, right? When we give information, focus on it.
Yep.
You go, Rich. I'll shut up.
No, you're right, mate. No, because like, mate, I've been watching, and the amount of times I've seen you wanted to say something, and you've just ended. You've gone, no, fuck it. I'm just not gonna bother. Electric though, I think there's a male and a female. Or we've got a lag. Maybe we've got a little lag. Maybe that's what it is.
So I have to leave to pick up the lovely girlfriend as she is waiting aside. Do you want to keep going and tune in from my phone, or should I shut it down for the night or day or whenever?
I think I'm 2 hours and 14 minutes. Yeah, I'm happy to shut it down. I'm starting to fall asleep here, and I didn't realize we've done 2 hours already. Holy God, time flies, man. We're having fun.
We're going
exactly.
Everyone who's joined us. Facebook people,
and we should set it up to do a episode of the Wide Awake show with the four of us on Richie's show and Sarah as well for our next one in the next couple of weeks.
Crash the Wide Awake show.
Hopefully Rox is going to be around this afternoon. She's
nice.
Yeah, she should be there this afternoon. So it's going to be me, Rox, and Sarah, and maybe if I can get Tet to come along as well. So I don't know what he's doing, but 1 o'clock GMT.
Do you want to post?
That's in a couple of hours, right?
When's
2
that?
hours from now.
That's like 2.5
Couple of
hours,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
2.5 hours. The magic.
Everyone's on different times.
magic
That's the
treehouse.
thing.
Indeed. We're all over the
Is
world.
it 2.5 hours? Is that right?
2 Australians.
1.5 hours.
Mary
Sorry, 8
Island.
o'clock my time, wasn't it? 1.5 hours.
In 1.5
Well, it
hours.
depends because I'm half an hour different from Callum. It's
Yeah.
6:30.
Well, there's
so
been
it must
a
be 7 where
daylight
Callum
saving or something. The clock on the wall's different to what it says on the
Mm.
computer here. So, what day is this? Is this a weekday?
It's a Sunday, man.
A week?
It's a fun day Sunday.
Is it? Wow. Fun day Sunday. Well, there you go. Just bro, Mandurah. Are you in Mandurah? Are you just bro? And someone else mentioned before that they're in Perth. So again, there is a group in Telegram, the Tartaria van. Am I smart enough to get the link? Who knows? So anyone in Perth who wants to come and help me fix my van up, you are welcome to come and work for free. That's a good offer, and you get to talk to me, and I'm very interesting. So there we go.
Karma points.
Wealth of knowledge.
Will refreshments be provided? Bring your own cans.
I can't even cook, man.
Someone needs to bring a cooler.
Well, it's winter, isn't it? So
all of the birthday wishes.
Hot chai tea.
If it was
One
England,
love, Brian.
members. Here we go. Invite. Copy link. Okay.
The muddled one, isn't it? Oh.
Mulled wine.
Mulled wine, that's it.
And no fear, all love.
Throw an old orange in there.
Oh my God, how do I post this? I'm just going to post it in here.
Exactly.
Okay, if anyone wants to come along, there is the link. Go and join the Telegram group, and I'll be posting in this week. And what have we got here? Ouroboros says, I'm pissed. My mate didn't help you. Oh, that's all right. We've got lots of help. So fine. Ouroboros, so you must have another name I know you by. So this is the problem with
that's Chris,
these
mate.
names. Then you meet people and they've got different names, and it's who's that?
Ouroboros.
Brian Evans. Shout out to Wales.
Okay, so we have a before we let the birthday boy go and rescue his woman, we have a request. One last birthday song from Richie.
Oh, I can repeat the birthday song. It's like otherwise it's happy birthday.
He's only got one birthday song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear BurnEye. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
How was that?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Love you, man.
Thank you, guys. That was amazing. I love you all too. And we all love all of you tuning in and watching this with all of us.
Big love to my Goonies.
And
much love.
Cam is actually a Goonie, but he keeps forgetting.
Make sure you tune in to Richie's show in an hour and a half. And Campbell, I'll see you back. It's your Tuesday morning, my Monday night, correct? Or is it my Sunday? Yeah, not tomorrow, but the day after, right? 2 days from now, we do the restream of Leak Project, a regular 2 days.
Yeah, I think we should. Let's do it Tuesday. Yep. Yes, I have much.
And all four of us, plus Asra, will be back for my first appearance on the Wide Awake Show.
Yes, mate.
At the Magic
link
Treehouse.
is in the private chat. The link to the show is in the private chat. If you want to.
Okay, I'll copy and paste that right now. So
for
everybody up in an hour and a half, make sure you hop over to Richie's channel.
I'll send you, in case you're up, I'll send you a StreamYard link as well, man. I'll send all three of you. We'll just continue this later.
You never know. It is my birthday.
After show.
We'll see what Amber says.
Who knows?
I love you all.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
think
look
I'm
at
gonna
this.
feel
So
like that
2
tonight. If I'm
hours.
awake, I'll be wide awake.
Just in 2 hours.
That's 2
that
hours,
mass
is it?
amount of this monoatomic gold silver condensate.
Wow,
particles
that's
at the bottom
just 2
of it.
hours. That was
I
like
turned
you
it
started that.
Yeah, when we turned it on at the start of the stream.
That's insane.
And
it looks like cheap orange juice that's settled.
it does.
And it's full moon, and it's full moon at the moment, isn't it?
Pretty
Or one day
close to
after.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
but
when you're doing that, Bernie, you're going to do that again.
Isn't it?
Do that. You
It's a
should
waning
film that
moon,
on the
right?
next full moon.
Yeah, I'm gonna set it up to actually run for a full month, I think. But I'll start it on a full moon or
Isn't it? If you start it on the new moon and finish it on the full moon,
you're building up to
right?
Building up to the full moon. The full moon is the completion.
Energizing, dumping charge.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Energizing.
call. I should start it on the new moon, and then we'll be able to capture and record it doing more and more as it goes
Building.
up to the full moon, and then it'll also start receding after. So that's a very good call. All right, so my girlfriend doesn't murder me on my birthday. I love you all.
Love you too.
Campbell, any last comments?
Love you too.
Safely, dude. Drive safely.
I was just going to say that someone said that looked like ghee, but I cannot imagine putting that on and having a karate fight. It just wouldn't work very well. But anyway, bit of martial arts joke humor there for you.
Just proving that you know
karate
that ghee
awesome.
reference doesn't go straight over the top of my head, mate. Ghee.
No. Come on. Didn't you all spend the 80s like just immersed in martial arts? Come on, you weirdos.
The 80s, I was immersed in Transformers and Star Wars.
This is the bit, isn't it? That confuses me. It's like, did we choose to come here to get this sorted out, or is this just seems a little unfair, doesn't it? That you know, we seem to be here, and there's this parasite messing up our experience.
And you know, I know in my own life, the times that I've made major changes, it was like it became more painful not to change than to change. That was when I made big changes.
You know, it's this whole ridiculous narrative of it's an unsafe world. There's not enough for you. It's scary. Everyone's out to get you, and clearly the old civilization was completely the opposite to that. It was all about empowerment, like literally.
Cosmic resonance, I think they called that one. Or
Cosmic
something
resonance. That's a better name.
Real science. You can actually produce free electricity, and this is part of what Tesla was doing. Is the differential between the top of the spire to the ground actually creates an electrical differential that you then connect to another wire that goes into the ground, your grounding. Put that into the third phase in your circuit, and then you have a bell ringing circuit, and that actually produces plasma electricity out of the air. It's real technology. These things actually function producing electricity. It's crazy.
The movies are the truth and the news is the lies. They've completely flipped it.
You know, when you look at everything with new eyes and you come across information like she was born into a very wealthy family with elite connections, you know, it means something very different now to me than it would have even a few years ago. And it's our free will that they've really also messed with, because we've been lied to and we react based on lies. Just getting their independence and end up in civil wars for 20, 30 years happens a lot.
Because we keep choosing to pick up the gun and use it on ourselves instead of building and uniting and accepting that we are one people, one spirit, one harmony, on one plane that together, united, can achieve anything we dream of.
So do you want to, wake up, or do you want to just keep going along because the change is too difficult?
and then give them pieces of information that they will then pursue themselves and look into, and then they'll wake themselves up.
I was going to mention it's the whole red pill, blue pill of the Matrix. I mean, that of the movie. And you can consider that movie as a documentary because they're telling us something about what's happening here. So do you want to, wake up, or do you want to just keep going along because the change is too difficult? Wake up.